Hi everyone, this is Nim Golkar. Welcome to Sunday Chats with Nim. We're going to do a very interesting topic today, but before I dive in, I am just going to wait for a few moments just to make sure that notifications have gone out to everyone, because this is a topic that a lot of people have asked me to talk about over the last several months. Hopefully you've all had a nice Sunday so far, and it's the start of the school holidays here in Sydney, so that's pretty exciting. Our topic for today is how to be confident on camera. So tips for effective Facebook Live videos. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Nim Golkar. I'm an international speaker, author, and life coach based in Sydney, Australia. And contrary to popular belief, I was not always a confident speaker. In fact, when I was growing up, all through my years at school and college, I had terrible stage fright. I wouldn't even want to go up on stage to collect a certificate. That's how scared I was of public speaking. So I am proof that it is a skill that can definitely be learned. Now, if you have a business, or if you're looking at building your own personal brand or business brand, then doing live videos is quite the trend. And it will certainly help you in getting the word out there. So learning how to do confident live videos is definitely something that you should invest some time, energy, and focus in. And that's the whole point of today's Sunday Chats with Nim session. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks related to Facebook Live videos that I have personally learned over the last few years that I have been doing live videos. Now, you all know the drill. Those of you who've been joining me each Sunday at 4 o'clock Sydney time, you all know that when you join in, please do say hi or hello, because I love to hear from you. And if you have any questions related to doing Facebook Live videos or sounding confident on camera, then please feel free to type those in the comments. Like I always like to say, I'll only be able to answer questions that are asked during the live session. Any questions that are posted after the live session, unfortunately, I'm not able to answer those. So if you have any questions related to speaking confidently on the camera or anything related to Facebook Live videos other than the technical stuff, because I'm not an expert on Facebook technical knowledge, anything other than that, feel free to ask me in today's session and I'll do my best to answer. So let me quickly say my highs. Okay, so Sweetie Shah, good afternoon to you too. Hi Sangeeta, how are you? Hi Esther, hi Nirakar. All right, so actually based on how I just said hi to all of you, I'm going to start with a very simple tip. With Facebook Live, did you notice that I just quickly finished saying what I was saying, just my introduction, and then I paused, and then I went on to have a look at who has commented, and I took their names, and I greeted them. Now, one common mistake many Facebook Live presenters do is while they're speaking, they notice somebody putting in a comment or someone saying hi to them. What they do is they stop mid-sentence to acknowledge the person who has commented. So they might be talking and they notice someone saying hi. They stop their sentence mid-flow and then say hi back to that person. And then they continue talking. Again, someone else puts in a comment. Again, they stop whatever they're saying just to greet the person who has said something to them. When you do this, the people who are listening later to the recorded version of your Facebook Live will find it extremely chaotic to keep up with the information you're sharing, because you're constantly breaking their stream of thought by saying hi and hello to the people who are commenting. Now, it's very, very important to say hi to the people who are leaving comments, but I'm going to tell you a simple trick on how to do it. So what you should do is finish the point you are talking. Any facts or supporting information based on that one point you're making, get that out of the way as well. It's only when you finish one block of thought or one subtopic and you're about to move to the next topic, that's when you pause and then you read through your comments and you say hi to the people who are reaching out to you. Okay, so the first and most basic tip for Facebook Live is don't stop every 10 seconds to acknowledge people who are commenting. Finish what you're saying. Maybe it's a subtopic of a bigger topic. Finish that, take a pause, and then acknowledge in one go, maybe 6 to 7 or 10 or however many names there are on your stream. Acknowledge those people and say hi back to them. Okay, so that's the best way to keep your audience engaged and focused on your key message. Another thing I want to tell people who are aspiring Facebook Live presenters or who believe that their business is going to benefit if they start doing live videos, and I certainly believe that is the case. Your business can certainly benefit if you start doing live videos and reaching out to your target audience or to your customer base. Many people, though, who are aspiring presenters will write to me and say that they've been meaning to do their first Facebook Live for the past several months, but they just haven't been able to whip up enough courage to do it because they think they're not ready yet. So I'm going to share with you a secret. You're never going to be fully ready. Sorry to burst the bubble, but that's just the bitter truth. We've all been there, done that. I started doing Facebook Live a few years ago, and do you think I was 100% ready when I hit the go live button on my very first Facebook Live video? Of course not. I was trembling, my legs were shaking, my heart was beating over time. I was terrified. I was not ready. And you know what? If I had waited before I was 100% ready, I wouldn't have started Sunday Chats with Nim, which is a weekly Facebook Live show I've been doing for the past few years. Okay, so let's say you've been wanting to do your first Facebook Live and you are terrified. Great. Do it while you're feeling terrified, because the only way to become better at a skill is by first allowing yourself to be really bad at it. When I did my first Facebook Live video a few years ago, and I wrote an article about it as well, when I finished the video and I was trying to end it, I couldn't find the end live session button on the screen. And then, the screen went all topsy-turvy and I was trying to figure out how to end the video, and it was a total disaster. Finally, I managed to figure it out and I ended the live video, but not before the entire world had seen my confusion. Now, a few people told me, oh, Nim, if you made such a big mistake and you didn't know how to end the video, why didn't you just delete the video? Let alone delete the video, my friends. You know what I did? I reshared it because I just wanted to show people that it is okay to make mistakes. When you're learning something for the first time, why be so presumptuous as to assume that you will be an expert at it? How can you be an expert at something you've never done before? Right? So allow yourself to make mistakes. If you go to my YouTube channel, Nim Kolkar, and you scroll right down to my earliest videos, you'll probably see that video and you'll probably see that I wasn't very good at many of them. But like I say, you need to allow yourself to be really bad at a certain skill before you start mastering it, before you start becoming better at it. So I'm going to take a quick pause here just to remind you all that as you log in, and I know quite a few people are tuned in at the moment, don't forget to say hi or hello to me. I'd love to hear where you're logging in from, which part of the world. And because like I say, it's pretty boring to hear my own voice for 20 to 25 minutes without actually interacting with all you wonderful people out there in the audience. Hi, Chandni, how are you? Good to see all of you logging in. So today we're talking about how to be confident on camera and tips for making effective Facebook Live videos. If you have any questions related to this particular topic, feel free to type those in the comments. Whether it's questions, whether it's any insights that you want to share, I always love to hear from you all. So that's the first thing. The second thing I'd like you to do when you're doing a Facebook Live video is to write the title of the video before you go live. Why do I say this? That's because let's say the notification goes off to your entire network. For example, Nim Kolkar is live. That's the notification everyone in my tribe will receive. Let's say they click on that video and there is no title. Why are people going to bother tuning in? Why are they going to invest 10 minutes of their Sunday afternoon or whatever day of the week you're doing your video? Why would they bother even wanting to come in and try and listen if they have no idea what your video is about? Okay, don't just write hi or how are you as the title, because no one really is interested in listening to a video with that kind of title. So make sure that the title of your video gives insight exactly into the topic you are going to be talking about. So you can see that today's title for my video is How to Be Confident on Camera. And I typed that title before I hit the go live button so that as soon as people are notified that I am live, they will have a quick look at the topic, the title of the video, and if that is something that is of interest to them, they will click, tune in, and listen. So remember, many people finish the live video and then as an afterthought go back and try to edit the video and write the title. Don't do that. The title needs to be written before you go live. All right. The next point I want to talk about is not wasting people's time. When you do a live video, I've often seen live videos where people are all over the place. They talk about a lot of random stuff before they finally realize, 15 minutes down the track, that they really need to come, back on track and start talking about the topic they had promised people they will be talking about. It is very unfair for Facebook Live presenters to waste people's time just talking random stuff before they come to the point. So in order to not waste people's time, just make sure that you are well prepared before you go live. That does not mean you memorize everything. That does not mean that you've got to learn everything off by heart. But you must have a rough framework for the different points you are going to cover. Okay? Facebook Live, ideally, you should not be reading from your notes because you are not a news presenter. Facebook Live is very engaging. It is very impromptu. Your personality has to shine through. Okay? If you can see on my Facebook Lives, I'm never reading from notes. Does that mean that I don't have anything written nearby? I do. Here it is. These are just some bullet points that I have written down. So I quickly glance at them in order to know what points I need to cover. Usually I have a tick mark next to the points I most definitely must mention. And then if there's any time remaining, I will sort of quickly glance at the other topics that I have written down and talk about those. So it's very, very important for you to do a little bit of preparation ahead of time so that you know what points you're going to cover. Now, everyone is wonderfully silent, so I can only assume that you don't have any questions related to being confident on camera. But if you do have a question, now's the time to post it in the comments, because like I said at the start, I'm only able to answer questions that are posted during the Facebook Live session, not the ones that are posted afterwards. I'm going to quickly say hi to Poonam Ruparala. How are you, Poonam? And Poonam says, I love the way you explain. Thank you so much, Poonam. Like I said, I've had years of practice, and when I first started Facebook Live videos, I wasn't very good at it, but I always had a lot of fun doing Facebook Live videos, which brings me to wanting to repeat one point that I said at the very start. Don't worry about whether or not you're fully ready or fully confident to do Facebook Live videos. One of my favorite quotes, which I had read many years ago, and which I believe in from the bottom of my heart, is that you can be brave and afraid at the same time. I say this particular quote in all my workshops as well. Let me repeat it because it is so powerful. You can be brave and afraid at the same time. So if any one of you watching this video, you've been meaning to do your own Facebook Live video for the past, I don't know, several months or weeks or days, but you've been stopping yourself because you're not 100% confident, let me reassure you, no Facebook Live presenter is ever 100% confident when they do their first live video. Most of them are trembling with fear. I certainly was when I started all those years ago. Okay, so allow yourself to be afraid and brave at the same time. Just do it. Just hit the go live button and just speak. You will be very, very bad at it, particularly if it's your first Facebook Live. But the only way to get better at it is to first be very, very bad at it. And then you just got to keep practicing. A lot of people have also asked me whether Facebook Live should be done with the mobile phone held horizontal or vertical. Now that is a personal choice. When I'm doing Sunday chats with Nim, because it's just me talking, I'm not using a whiteboard, I'm not showing any charts, etc., etc. I usually prefer it to be held vertically the way it is right now. But there have been times where I have done workshops related to creative writing or communication skills or public speaking where I have to draw things or write things on a whiteboard where I build it landscape, right, horizontally. But then again, it is a choice. Now, propping up your mobile Facebook Lives from my mobile phone, not from my laptop. And nowadays, I have a tripod which I use, which is why, as you can see, the camera is not shaking and it's very, very steady, right? That's because it's on a tripod. But you don't have to invest in a tripod just yet if you are new to Facebook Live and you're just practicing. In the early years, what I used to do was simply prop up my phone against a pile of books or against, a few tissue boxes. And that way it would stay steady and it wouldn't shake while I was presenting my live video. But later down the track, as you get better at it, then you can certainly invest in a basic tripod, which you can carry anywhere you go, and then you can do your videos. Does anyone have any questions so far? Because like I said, everyone is so quiet, but I can tell you're all there and you're watching and you've all forgotten to even say hi to me. So what's happening? So let me invite you all again. Please say hi or hello, or tell me where you're logging in from. I'd love to say hi back to you. Today, as I said at the start, we're doing how to be confident on camera, tips for effective Facebook Live videos. I personally believe that live videos are a great tool for you to build your brand, whether it is your personal brand, whether it's your professional brand, whether it's your business brand. It really is an effective tool, live videos. Okay, so if you've been considering doing it, you just need to take that leap of faith and get it done. So I'm just trying to think of what were some of the other things. Oh yes, when you first hit the live button, there's going to be a lag. People are not sent notifications about your live video for at least 20 to 30 seconds after you hit the go live button. So what I like to do is I don't start speaking as soon as I hit go live. I just wait for a bit because I recognize that there is a lag. If you're watching the recorded version later, you will notice that in every Facebook Live video of mine, I don't start speaking immediately. I will wait. That is because people will not start logging in to your Facebook Live video for at least 20 seconds after you've hit the go live button. You've got various options of how to spend those 20 seconds. You can just maybe look into the camera and smile, and maybe you can just then go back to reading something you were reading. And then when you look up, you'll be able to see the people logging in. So you'll see like the icon of an eye, and then you'll see the number of people who have logged in. Okay, so that's when you start speaking. All right, so background noise, another thing. I've seen many Facebook Live videos where people are doing these videos when they are at friends' houses for lunch, or when they're at dinner parties, or when they're in shopping centers, and there's an incredible amount of background noise, which is annoying, which is frustrating for the listeners, for the viewers. So be very careful about where you are presenting from, particularly if you're new to the whole live video scene and you haven't proved yourself. There have been many times where I've been on the road and it's been 4 o'clock on a Sunday, and I'm not, in my office, or I'm not at home where I usually do my Facebook Live videos. So what I will do is, let's say I'm in a shopping center and it's time for me to do my Facebook Live video. I'll try and find a quiet little corner where there is very minimal distraction and very minimal disturbance, so that I don't annoy my viewers by having my message all mixed up with the background noise. Alrighty, and was there anything else I needed to tell you? Don't worry about making mistakes. Let's say during the live session you make a mistake. That's perfectly okay. People are not expecting you to be perfect. They're just expecting you to be natural. They're expecting you to be fun. It's just something casual. It's not a formal thing, right? So don't worry, and make your mistakes in the early videos that you do. Make plenty of mistakes. That's the only way you're going to learn. People are incredibly forgiving, so don't worry about that. Make sure though that the content you are sharing is powerful. You must give value in your Facebook Live videos. If you make a lot of mistakes, if you forget what you're saying, if there's a lot of background noise, all of that can be overlooked if your content is powerful. But if you're not giving value through your message, then people are probably not going to tune in to your live videos for very long. All right, so basically that's it for today. If you don't have any questions, I'm just going to leave you all with one last point. I find that a lot of people, when they're doing public speaking, they tend to speak very fast, usually out of nervousness, usually out of excitement. The trouble with speaking very fast is that people are unable to process the message. People are not able to process the content that you're sharing with them, and they're not able to keep up with you because you're speaking so fast. So I suggest, and I say this in all my public speaking workshops and programs, speak just a little slower than you normally would in real life. When you speak slower, you sound confident. When you speak slower, you're able to gather your thoughts. When you speak slower, you're able to calm down your nerves so that you're not a complete wreck when you go live. Okay, so can you see the pace with which I'm speaking? I'm not speaking too fast. I'm not speaking too slow. It's sort of measured tones. Now, one keeps learning and one can only hope to get better and better at it. There was a time in my early videos where I used to be so nervous that I would speak super fast. Not the greatest way to share any kind of content with your viewers, okay? So when you do your Facebook Live, even if it's your first Facebook Live, be mindful of the pace. Be mindful of how fast you're speaking and slow down just a tiny bit. So that's it from me for today. Hopefully you've gained some value from the session. And if you've been considering doing a Facebook Live video for a time, but you've been stopping yourself because you're not 100% confident, let me remind you again of what I said at the start of the session. You're never going to be 100% confident. You can only get better at something by first allowing yourself to be pretty bad at it. Right? So good luck, and I look forward to seeing your Facebook Live videos someday very soon. Take care. Have a great week ahead.